Yo, my name is Joey, and the day I learned monsters were real started like any other way just to kill time. Nathan and I were 18 years old, fresh out of high school, too old to be scared of the dark, and too young to believe the world still had teeth. We were walking the railroad tracks a couple miles from our neighborhood, just drifting along the ballast rocks, not really paying attention to anything. The Florida sun pressed down hard, cicadas screaming from the trees, the swamp air thick and heavy. We heard a train in the distance, the horn long and low. So we stepped off the tracks into the high grass and waited. As the engines flew by, we waved at the engineers, laughing like idiots, feeling the wind whip past us. That's when Nathan stopped smiling. Do you smell that? I did. Sweet, rotten, metallic, thick in the back of my throat. I don't know, I said. After the train passed, we followed the smell. About 20 feet off the tracks near the edge of the swamp, we found it. A body. It was mangled beyond anything I'd ever seen. Limbs torn away, bones exposed, the head crushed so badly there was no face left. No way to tell if it had been a man or a woman. It looked less like an accident and more like something had taken its time. I threw up. So did Nathan. We stood there shaking, trying to decide what to do. Do we call the police or run home and pretend none of this ever happened? That's when something came charging through the swamp. Not sneaking, not crawling. Running. Fast and heavy. Crashing through brush and water like a freight train with legs. Then it stepped into view. Its eyes were amber, burning like hot coals. Locked onto us with an intelligence that made my blood turn cold. The upper body was massive, broad chest, thick shoulders, tapering down to a smaller waist. Built for speed as much as power, its legs rippled with muscle, every step showing strength barely held in check. Its arms were long, too long, hanging lower than they should, ending in hands with long, curved claws made for tearing flesh apart. The muzzle was unmistakably German Shepherd-like, long, sharp, filled with heavy teeth. Big pointed ears stood upright on top of its head, twitching. Its fur, maybe hair, was jet black, swallowing the light. When it stood fully upright, it towered over us at least 2 feet. 7, maybe 8 feet tall. And then it smiled. It stood on 2 legs and walked toward the body. That's when we knew it had done this. We tried to run, but our feet wouldn't move. We stood frozen, staring at each other, waiting to die. The thing ignored us, lowering its head to the corpse, sniffing like it was inspecting its work. Somehow, by luck, mercy, or maybe because it was already full, we broke free and ran. When we told my parents what we saw, of course, they didn't believe anything we had to say. Not the walking wolf, not the body. Nathan was sent home, and I was told to eat supper and go to bed. Next morning, my parents sat me down at the kitchen table. They looked shaken. They told me the police had found a mangled body near the tracks by Bassinger. The official story was that the victim had been struck and dragged by a train. Case closed, tragic accident. They apologized for not believing me. But it didn't end there, because Nathan and I didn't keep quiet. We told people what we really saw. We used the word werewolf. Someone laughed. Someone else told the police. A few days later, officers showed up at our houses. They asked why we were walking the tracks, why we didn't call it in immediately, why our story didn't match the train theory. They asked us separately, then together, repeating the same questions until our answers blurred. They told us mangled bodies happen when trains hit people. They told us monsters weren't real. Then one of them asked, real calm, if it wasn't a train, how do we know it wasn't you two? That's when it hit me. We were the last ones known to be near the body. No witnesses, no clear cause of death, and 2 18-year-olds telling stories about a frickin' werewolf in the swamp. For a while, we weren't witnesses anymore. We were goddamn suspects. Eventually, the pressure faded. No charges, no answers, just an open file and a stern warning to stay away from the railroad tracks. Well, life moved on and I got older. The image of the body never left me, but the creature stayed sharper, clearer, louder in my dreams. Years later, scrolling the internet late at night, I found a name for it. Dogman. I was taught monsters didn't exist. Someone fucking told me a lie. Alright, y'all, thanks for watching Wendy's Mysterious Trains. Much love, God bless, and as always, peace out.